Dino Bash is one of my favorite games out there. Honestly, not literally. I do feel like sometimes, this game needs a lot of rework. I'm being serious. I mean, at times I was raging due to how much times I kept winning. I'm not kidding. Like, it's a very easy game. When I first started out playing this game, I was stupid, so I didn't know how to defeat it, right? It was pretty awesome. And then after that, some guy defeated it within a month. He didn't pay for it, didn't do anything, didn't pay anything. He watched a whole bunch of ads, and he defeated it under a month. And I felt stupid. This game prioritizes, Jesus, I can't say it. This game relies on one thing. There we go. I'm going to use a smaller but easier word on my tongue, okay? So I don't embarrass myself. Anyways, this game dude, I keep trying to say it anyways. This game, just relies a lot on, damage, on health, and more importantly, instead of strategy, it just relies on a lot of spams. Like, I'm not kidding. I mean, I'll give you an example, right? Towards the end of the game, right, there's these dinos called velociraptors that you actually unlock in the beginning of this game. I think at level 4 or level 2 or something like that, somewhere between there. Anyways, like one of the first dinos that you unlock, right? If you upgrade them, literally just kept upgrading them, right, to max level, especially in the beginning, you literally could just spam them, and then you could get a free win. Well, not like that. Like, you have to put in different dinos, like different, like, you'll have to put in like a Spino, maybe a T-Rex or something, and then spam velociraptors, and then these things stack up with a lot of damage and a lot of health, and they also get like 2-shot with like most, stuff, but it sounds like it's weak, but it's not weak because it literally stacks up, right? And so even though it gets 2-shot or whatever, and maybe some characters will do splash damage, I don't know. Towards the end of the game, it's very hard to tell because there's just so much stuff spamming at you. But anyways, there's just like a lot of these stuff, right? With a lot of these mechanics within that one dino, and just stack up damage, and you'd be good to go. Which kind of sucks because this game just really relies on so much damage and health. And another thing I hate about this game is also, because I love this game though, I do have complaints, or I wish this game is like a little bit better and a little bit more strategic, if that makes sense. What I do hate about this game, and I'll go to the positives, I promise, but I also hate about this game is the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex. I feel like these two really, again, this game stacks up on a lot of damage and health, right? If you have these two dinos, you're good to go. You're good at, Spinosaurus is a tank, very little damage in my opinion, but at the same time, he can just tank through, right? While, T-Rexes are just massive amount of heavy damage, more than health, right? You have both of them, you are practically ready to go. Spam a whole bunch of velociraptors, maybe have a T-Rex Jr. or whatever, practically the same thing, you'll be good to go. It's that simple. But I will say I do love the positives about this game. My favorite positive is the balls that you get, right? It sounds weird, but there's like these little balls that you get, and pretty much what it is it has different mechanics. One of them is like an ice ball that literally freezes dinos. One is, poison that poisons dinos. One is just a giant explosion, right? These different types of mechanics I do love. Very generic though, but I'll say, it's very useful. And I also love the little top, giant, I don't know what it's called. It's like weather. I call them weathers, right? Where it's literally just like ice. One is ice, one is a meteor, and then third one is just a giant ball that comes right through, They can be very useful, literally very, especially the ice one. Like, most people just stack up on the ice one, especially with the ice balls and all these type of stuff, right? But the top ones are always limited. The bottom ones, you can just, spam them, but it does have a cooldown. Some of them, not that much, some of them a lot, right? But even then, you could just literally just spam most of them and you would be set to go. Again, this game relies on not strategy, but, how much damage can you do within one level? And, how much times you can, freeze multiple cavemen and stuff like this. I will say this game does a really good job, not with the dinosaurs, because the dinosaurs practically feels the same besides the damage, right? And all these type of stuff. I will say they do something really well, and that's the cavemen, and this is why I actually played this game a lot more. Is literally because some of the cavemen are very hard to counter. Literally, even though I'm saying how easy this game is at times, some cavemen will give you a run of your money. And it's traumatized. I'm probably getting traumatized by the time I'm, recording this video. Let me explain, okay? There is this one caveman that pisses the living hell out of me. This caveman, I don't know what it's called, but it's called the healing caveman. Now, in the beginning, I could not defeat it. Usually, you can defeat it one shot, right? Now, you're going to be like, well, you know, if you play this game, you'd be like, well, you can defeat those one shot, right? But I'm talking about the ones that appears a little bit later, where these ones, if you don't defeat, first of all, they will stack up on their health, okay? Literally, okay? And if you don't defeat it, they will keep healing themselves and heal these dinosaurs, or heal these cavemen. I wish dinosaurs. But anyways, you heal these cavemen until you kill them. And it's very hard if they stack up. And sometimes the game will stack these freaking healers so much to the point where it will just feel unfair. And it feels like you're stuck within one certain level. Which, oh my gosh, dude. Every time I would play this game, I would always feel like I'm stuck. Always, no matter what, you would always feel like, with these stupid healers, feel like you're stuck within a certain level, and then you just want to rage and shout, but then, you know, you can't because you're gonna break something. Because this game can be very frustrating, especially with that freaking caveman. Another caveman I really hate is the tank one. Not the big boy tank ones. These ones are easy, just spam a Spinosaurus. What I hate is I forgot what they're called, but they actually drive like a large car tank or something, and they shoot like I don't know, like giant rocks right at your dinos. They can be very hard because first of all, they are tanky, and second of all, they're just very annoying and just have a high amount of damage. I mean, again, Spinosaurus, really easy to tank them. Again, this game does not really rely a lot on strategy. I feel like it just relies on how much damage can you do and how much stuff can you do, right? Which can be very, very, very frustrating. I know I talked about Velociraptors for a sec, but I also want to come back to Velociraptors because Jesus Christ, dude. Every time I play with Velociraptors, right, the first thing I do is I go ahead and I play this game with the Velociraptor. I put a Spinosaurus, maybe a T-Rex or something. We're gonna go. We're gonna, right? We're great. And then, you know, you just spam a whole bunch of Velociraptors. Remember how in the beginning these things stack up? Well, guess what? They keep stacking up. They literally stack up so much, right? If you just have, you know, the same cycle over and over again, you could probably do an insane amount of damage by Velociraptors alone. And you literally get them, again, level 4, which is very frustrating. Again, this game is very spammy. When I first started out this game, now I always thought this game would be like, you know, the Battle of Cats. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much practically the same style of game, except the Battle of Cats actually uses strategy. Some cats cannot go opponent with a different cat, or some cat cannot do with a different cat, right? Or something like that, right? And you have to find these different strategies and different ways to kill, or at least attack the tower, and, you know, hope for the best of luck. You know, just pray to Jesus and be like, please God, I need help. And then, boom, you got answered. That's literally the Battle of Cats, right? Where you're just praying because it's an actual strategy game, and, you know, you have to find the right cats for the right situation, and even then, you're probably not guaranteed to win simply because you really do need to use your head at times, right? And, hey, you play this game, you have fun, and you see what happens, right? Dino Bash does not do that. I wish Dino Bash does this because there's a lot of dinosaurs, like, literally in the real world that could have some sort of, I guess, use. And if they want to be realistic, they could. You know what I'm saying? But, like, there's just, like, a lot of things I feel like this game could have and just should have, you know? But the mechanics really isn't there in Dino Bash. It just feels kind of boring. I will say the only special dino I do feel like talking about is the Stegosaurus, and that's literally because it kept shooting balls at random dinosaurs. And I think what I like about the Stegosaurus is it shoots these flying things that come at you. They are very annoying. Like, when I first started out playing this game, I would probably get, like, my egg this much health. I would get just 1 bar of health, and then I couldn't. Literally, these guys are so annoying. That's all I'm saying. They're annoying. They're kind of worse than you inviting, you know, a toddler inside your room and literally let them unsupervised, and then they just destroy everything. They're terrible. These dinosaurs are absolutely terrible. I mean, not dinosaurs, cavemen are terrible. But anyways, what do you think about Dino Bash? Want to ramble a little bit, right? Yeah, but that's it. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I'm sorry I'm tired. You know, I've been tired for a very long time right now. But hey, I'm doing great. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and take care. Bye, guys.